And we're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome in to the first episode of the second season of The Lost Frontier, our Star Trek Adventures show. And I'm very excited to get started and super duper nervous because I don't know what's gonna happen with this crew or these people. Yeah, y'all left on quite a cliffhanger last season. But without further ado, we are going to let our cast do like a really brief introduction of who they are and who they're playing. And just one sec. Thank you, Pisces. The constellation Pisces would like to say hi.
Blessed be their stars.
But we will start with our wonderful doctor, Tixel Tix, played by AJ.
Hi, I'm AJ, also known as Sushi Kid, and I'll be playing your Talaxian Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Tixel Tix. I'm still nervous. I'm still so anxious. And I don't have a drinking problem anymore. I only drink energy drinks.
Is that better or worse?
Who knows?
Next up, we've got Wasa.
G'day everyone, I'm Wasa. I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Nalani Nadam, the pilot.
And next up, Sarah.
Hi, hello, I'm Osirix Franco, and I'm playing Taru, our Lieutenant Science Officer, or Science, depending on what is required in that moment.
Science. Okay, next up is, last but not least, we have Milan.
Hey, I'm Milan, also known as Mallard on the internet, your local chicken brawler. Every morning I get into the car. And I'm going to be playing Dovum Baran tonight. We both use he, him pronouns.
And I am your game master, Anita. I am also the channel runner for this place, bringing this chaos. Yes, pull your bones. We had some shenaniganery in the green room. So who, for a shiny point of momentum, because I realized we're starting a brand new game, who would like to give me a recap for momentum? The note taker arrives.
You need details, you say? Okay, so last we left off, we were in a very tense standoff with the Raleigh and Captain Harrow, who was demanding that we surrender to him and has our chief engineer officer, Savan, aboard his vessel because she is the most clever one, and I love her more than anything in the world. We also have aboard our vessel the AI Nara, and Captain Harrow was trying to take possession of Nara for his own surely nefarious purposes. We were playing a bit of game of cat and mouse, trying to escape while under direct fire from a much stronger vehicle, utilizing tech that we developed to stabilize the anomaly that we were in. However, in a very reckless moment, Taru decided to undo that said tech to try and give us the advantage of chaos, during which our ship transformed into another class of ship, and things quickly started to deteriorate as the tachyon radiation continued to cause chaos. Eventually, we completely turned off the radiation tech, and Nara took control, leaving us on a cliffhanger saying, I can see everything and I can change it. Our captain is aboard the vessel and is seemingly dead, is definitely down. Everything was in major upheaval. So,
Okay.
That's my partner. My partner's gonna change something.
Your partner's gonna do something. The ship begins to rumble and shake, and there is a bright light that begins to overwhelm and take you all. And then it passes, and Nara is nowhere to be seen. The rally is nowhere to be seen. Outside the viewport, there are no stars. Just empty void. The ship, there are the red alert klaxons, speaking of. Let's do that real quick. And we'll switch to the red alert klaxons still fire. The captain is still on the ground. The ship seems to be intact. For now. But who knows for how long? What do you all do?
Have they made it to the bridge yet?
Yeah. I'll say that at this point, funnily enough, the bridge of this ship is not the Constitution class. You're back to a Nova class vessel. That much has changed.
I'm going to go over to the security console and get a damage report.
Extreme damage to multiple systems on this ship. The warp core seems to be intact for now. The captain is currently on the ground.
I'm going to call Dr. Tix to come over to hopefully assess the situation.
Yeah, if I'm in that room, I'm stumbling over to see the condition of the captain.
Absolutely, for sure. So the captain, vital signs are thready at the moment. You bring your tricorder up. I'm going to ask you to make me the first roll,
Oh, God.
which is going to be a reason plus medicine check, please.
Reason plus medicine. I'm just trying to see something real quick of all the stuff that I could do.
Mhm.
Being many tasks, healing hands. That's control and medicine task to heal someone. So I'm just like checking vitals and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
you're doing like a preliminary assessment.
Okay.
And I mean, if you have a focus in, do you have a focus in emergency medicine?
Yes.
Okay. So your focus in emergency medicine will apply, which means that you will crit on a, I believe your medicine score is a 5.
Yeah.
So you'll crit on a 5 or lower.
Cool. I got a 7 and 11.
Okay. So that is 2 successes.
Mhm.
So that you really only needed 1 to get your quick assessment. Vitals are not looking good. You're going to need to get the captain to medbay real quick. You can stabilize. You could probably do a quick stabilize here, and you need to get him to medbay fast.
I need to go to the med. We need to get the captain to the med bay. Tixu, any available crew?
Cheeks here, sir.
I need you to go to the medical bay now to prep to just sterilize and clean. I need to.
I mean, what's the status up there? We're doing our best down here in engineering.
The captain is in critical condition.
Okay. Do you want me to try and transport him directly to sickbay?
Yes.
I'll see if I can. I think that last blast might have knocked the transporters offline, but I'll see what I can do. Cheeks out.
Is Nalani needed here to pilot navigate, or can Nalani go with Tix?
Nolani can definitely go with Tix.
I think
Okay.
I'm the commanding officer on the bridge right now, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
I will say to you two, Nalani and Tix, get him to the med bay. Carry him if you have to. We're not going anywhere. There's no danger right now, as I am running the fire suppression system and any emergency protocols that are still working, especially
Got
for
it.
hull breaches.
There is a sort of sputtery transporter lock that begins to take the captain that flashes and swirls, and you feel for a second like it's not going to quite take, which is highly dangerous in such a fragile state. But it swirls and the captain disappears.
All right.
Cheeks to Dr. Tix.
Go.
I got him. Your patient's in the med bay. Go.
All right.
Let's go.
I'm also going to, after Cheeks logs off, Nara? Nara? Are you there?
There is no response.
One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
Taru is using the scanners to check outside the ship to try and determine are there any immediate threats? Like, can she detect, a signal coming in from the Raleigh, or Nara kind of recognizing they've gone, but like trying to check the expanse around us?
Make me a reason plus science roll. This is going to be a difficulty 3.
Remind me how this works.
Okay. So
I roll how many?
You're going to roll 2d20.
Dice? Perfect.
You will crit on a 1 unless you have a focus that applies in this space. Any focuses that apply means that you can crit up to your science score as
Okay.
equal.
Yep. It's coming back. My argument would be as I'm scanning, I'm trying to like determine like the phenomenon that's happening around us. So applying like astrophysics to determine like there's no stars or anything like that to kind of give an aid on what we're in.
For sure. Yeah, that's that focus will apply. Yes.
That's double 2s, bud.
Heck yeah, that's 4 successes, which gives you another point of momentum. By gum, you are all going to need it.
Oh boy.
The readings defy explanation. There are no stars to chart. So either where you are is very, 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 very far away on the tailest edge of the universe, or you are somewhere out of galactic space. There is nowhere that you can get a fix on in terms of like positioning, because you're a starship, you navigate by stars at warp. Right now, looking outside and on your sensors, you're not picking up anything.
Lieutenant Commander, our readings of where we are, there's no details. We're not picking up anything. We seem to be outside the reaches of the known galactic space.
It up on the view screen.
This view screen has been up this entire time, and you do not see any. There's none of those telltale pinpricks of light. No stars in the distance. Just utter black void. And Taru, you should be picking up, like, even if there are no stars, you might be able to pick up, like, radiation.
This expanse is truly empty. There's no radiation, no
warp signals,
anything.
signatures. There's nothing.
Lieutenant, send out a... Do we have the resources? Send out a Class 3 probe and keep looking. Monitor the situation. Update me if anything changes. I need to get security to set up triage. We have a lot of wounded. And I'm
Understood.
going to
Which
attempt
reminds
to...
me, I should probably roll for that.
I was going to say, before you do, can I have my security officers perform triage and save as many people as possible?
Absolutely.
What do I roll for that?
So I'm going to say to get your security team sort of on it, making sure that people are good to go. Give me a control plus security check.
Okay. That is 2 successes, one of which is a crit.
Nice.
So 3.
3 successes. That's perfect. That's exactly what you needed for this. So your team springs into action. They make sure that any wounded are taken care of. I'm just going to do a quick extra roll for them. Yeah, and they make sure that everyone that can be is moved to medbay and is stabilized. And that reminds me, I need to... open up because I did not have our ship, which I think is pinned. There she is, the USS Solstice. Ooh, and that reminds me, there is an extra die that I can add to your roll, Taru, because you have advanced sensor suites. Which would be under sensors plus science, which is another extra success on that. The ship sensors begin to, like, this area does defy explanation, and the sensors are straining to pick up even the faintest bit of anything. But on the very edge of the scope, there is a small blip.
True's gonna, I want to jump to other folks, but True's gonna start honing in on that.
For sure. You can probably send out a probe at this point to check it out. Because I think that's what Dovum had asked as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll switch over to medbay. Dr. Tix. There are a lot of wounded that are currently being brought into sickbay.
For anything that is anything minor, I'm giving the tricorder to Cheeks, just to, or any person that's there.
I think you also have you have some assistance. There is another doctor on staff because you don't work 24 hours a day. There is one other doctor on staff that is also assisting, but they're a lower rank than you. I think they're lieutenant junior grade.
Yeah, I'm letting them handle uh, any minor injuries.
Yeah, and
I'm
there are also a couple science officers, like some that are acting as nurses in this space that have the basic medical training to help,
Yeah.
like because everybody helps out in a crisis like this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a quick. Yeah, easy. So yeah,
Eh,
they're taking care of it.
and just immediately straight going to the commander.
Absolutely. Okay. Nalani, what are you doing?
I believe that Nalani actually saw this, the captain fall. So Nalani is following Tix in case because sort of trill mode activate and is like heading there in case she is needed. But also like very much like on call for if it's like, oh, we need a pilot.
Yeah. As you left the con, another red shirt went and sat in your spot, and just has the helm just in case there is a problem. But okay, Dr. Tix.
Yeah, I am going through every single procedure that needs to be done with this. I'm pretty sure I've been through the training of whenever the captain goes down, what I need to do. And with I do have a focus on xenobiology.
Mhm.
I feel like I would have had some sort of training of like, hey, if a
What
trill
do you
is
expect
in,
when you have a trill captain?
exactly.
Like these are the protocols that are in place. Absolutely. So, I am going to ask you. Let's see. What are your talents currently as a
I
doctor?
have field medicine, being of many talents. I am a doctor, not a damn pilot. Healing hands and collaboration science.
Okay. What does healing hands do, real quick? Just let me know.
Healing hands, when attempting the control plus medicine task to heal injury-related complications. Core rulebook, page 177. Reduce the difficulty by 1 to a minimum of 1.
Amazing. So this is definitely going to be a control plus medicine check to make sure that you can get not only your captain stabilized, but the trill that is inside them, or the symbiote that's inside them. So this is going to be this damage is fairly extensive. This is going to be a difficulty 4, and you can bump that down to a 3.
Okay. Cool. And I'm using my focus in xenobiology.
Absolutely.
And-
So that means that you will crit up to your medicine score.
Okay, here we go.
And if you want, you can also buy additional dice. And I am also going to spend a point of threat to increase the failure threshold to a 19 and a 20. So if there's a 19 or a 20 on this, there will be a complication.
Can my focus of emergency medicine also apply so I can use my being of many talents?
Yes, it does. This is definitely an emergency. And also, if you would like to spend a point of momentum for an extra die, you may do so. You have 2 points of momentum currently.
Okay, I can crit on 5. I'm rolling 2d20s.
And you've bumped it down.
I bumped it down to difficulty 3. And I also can re-roll because of being of many talents.
Yes.
I feel like this is a lot.
You've stacked successes on successes on successes. So you just gotta you can, and if you want, you can buy an extra d20, so that way you could be rolling 3 d20. Because also you remember that if you succeed over that threshold, that does help as well. You can use that to buy advantages later on.
Right. Do you guys mind if I use a Memento.
Go for it.
All right, cool. All right, here we go.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Okay. That is a 4 on one die. So that is a crit.
That's 2 successes.
I am re-rolling this 19.
Because that would have been a complication.
Okay. That's a 14, so that's under controlled medicine. So that's another success. And here's my third dice. Another success.
Okay, so that's 4 successes.
Okay.
Okay.
I love my rerolls.
Nolani, you
Mhm.
stand there with that sort of tense feeling because, like, in this moment, you realize exactly what could happen if this goes terribly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
What you or another Trill that is on staff would have to do. But you watch Tix get to work. And Tix applies cortical stimulators to the side of the head, begins to set about stabilizing the neural pathways and healing the injury that had been sustained on the bridge of the ship. The captain is unconscious, but the captain is stable. And more so than that, so is the symbiont.
You see Nolani just looks so like there's like just tension in a person. And like the minute that she knows that everything is fine for now, just like the relaxation of the shoulders and probably like if there's like a bench or something, sort of just like the lean ons, like that was close.
Just wiping brow. Tix to Lieutenant Commander Dovum. The commander is stabilized, still unconscious.
That's good. Report back when you have more. And I'm going to, at this point, hail Ari.
But before we move, I'm just gonna look at Nolani as like, I think we gotta handle it in here. I gotta stay here with the rest of the injured. I think you can go back. Unless you need, do you need anything?
I think I'm good for now. Thanks, Doctor. That was good. You did so good. You did well.
I do what I have to.
And like Nolani sort of like before Nolani leaves, sort of just like the pat on the shoulder sort of thing and walks out.
The Dovum, you wanted to try and contact Ari. Shovaskai here.
Commander, you are currently commanding officer. You are the highest rank aboard the ship. I've been keeping things on the bridge.
Noted. I'll be there shortly.
And I'm just going to get back to coordinating from here.
Mm-hmm. And you do eventually you do see coming up to the bridge, looking very shaken, Ari.
Are you injured, Commander?
I think I bumped my head on the way up from my quarters. We got hit, and I was. I think I was in the holodeck.
Before you take command, have Tix look at you, make sure you don't have a concussion first. I can keep it down for a while longer.
Noted. All the same to you. I'm perfectly all right if you're in command of this. I, the commander rank is mostly honorary. You actually went to Starfleet Academy. I'm mostly a scientist.
Right. Yes. And I'm going to go and sit in the captain's chair, I guess.
It's all yours. Tix, eventually Ari comes down. One of your nurses has a look at them, and the minor concussion, easily treated. Because this is the future. You can treat a concussion with a hypo spray. It gets done in a matter of seconds.
I also head over to Ari and just after they get the hypo spray, I just hand them some tea.
They brighten up a little bit at the tea. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Has anybody figured out where we are yet?
I think that's what Lieutenant Drew is trying to figure out. And I have a lot of injured people here, injured crewmates here.
Ari puts a hand on your shoulder. One thing at a time, Doctor. Triage the crew. Triage yourself.
I don't know where Nara is.
Ari stops for a moment. I've never really been able to sense them on the ship, and have you asked computer locate Nara? The computer futzes and sparks. Nara is not aboard the USS Solstice.
One thing at a time.
Wherever Nara is, I'm sure that they're safe.
The commander's resting for now. He should be fine, but gotta continue triaging the rest of the crew.
All right.
You should go to the bridge to support in any way you can.
That's the plan. Thank you for the tea, Doctor. And they stand and walk, heading towards the bridge of the ship. Nilani, you begin to head towards the bridge of the ship, and you step onto the turbo lift. You begin to notice that certain sections of the ship. Make me an insight plus security roll very quickly, please.
Oh no. Do any of my focuses apply, like investigative techniques or composure or like?
Let's say investigative techniques.
Okay. Insight and security?
Yes.
Okay, so I have 2 successes with a crit.
Okay. That's enough for a point of momentum. It's brief. It's for a moment. But a part of the paneling in the turbo lift begins to shift and change.
Okay.
But just as
Like,
quickly as you notice it out of the corner of your eye, it's gone.
Nilani sort of, as the turbo lift is moving, sort of looks at like her surroundings a little bit more, just to see whether or not, like, because was that like a big shift, like a flash kind of thing?
You looked at the wall. It was one color, and then it was a slightly different color.
Okay.
The normal gray turned kind of beige for a second.
Okay. Noted. Well, that's fun. Something to bring up with the crew. Being wary of being in a turbo lift and the potential for things to change, Nilani will tell the crew that she has just seen just like a moment of change in the turbo lift. It was just a flash, but I don't think we should take anything lightly right now. We could be undergoing a couple of changes. Big, small, instantaneous, taking a while. It varies, but
Ari, I'm assuming you're on the bridge of the ship when you tell everybody this. Ari, looks. Is it? Do you think it's anything to do with the anomaly?
I'm thinking so. Lieutenant Teru could probably help with this conclusion. We've seen change before. I wouldn't be surprised since we just dove right in.
On that note, True would have sent out the probe towards the blip on the reading. Would it have reached there by that point?
Absolutely. The blip comes back. One life sign. Faint.
Commander Dovin, there is life signal out on the reaches of our readings. I suggest that we send assistance. It's faint.
What's the speed capability of the ship right now?
The ship is dead in the water right now.
Good thing we have a yacht.
Do we anymore? I think it got blasted.
No,
we
don't have that yacht anymore.
You don't have the captain's yacht anymore, but you do have.
They took our yacht.
You do have an advanced shuttle bay. You do have extensive shuttle bays, so you do have a couple of shuttles that you can use for reconnaissance missions. But the captain's yacht is gone.
We need to set up an away mission then.
Hi, Michael Wayne.
Obviously.
Welcome. Thank you for the raid.
Obviously, Teru, you'll be on that mission. I think Tix might be needed here with all of the injured. You'll need a pilot, so Nadon's obviously with you. And I'd like to send at least one more. Any specific requests?
Ari says, I have medical training. So if this person or if this life form needs assistance, I can help with that.
As soon as you're ready, please go ahead.
I find this team to be sufficient. And Teru is going to quickly make for the ship, kind of meeting with Nilani en route, and just a quick nod before making her way downtown, walking fast.
of you nerds. Anyways, the three of you make your way to the shuttle bay and you hop aboard one of the shuttles. What is the name of this shuttle, friends? Because we never actually
They're named
said,
after rivers, usually.
depends. If it's like a Danube class runabout, then usually they are named after rivers. Correct.
Styx.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's
I love that.
Yeah, that'll bode well. Sure. It's the USS
We just
Styx.
see it. Have we ever seen this? And then we just see like USS Styx on the side, and we're like, nice.
is there any other ship other than the one that's going to take us literally down the river of death?
I think the other one we had was the Yangtze. Or
Uh,
did that one also get blown up at some point?
I think the Yangtze might have been blown up as well.
Oh no.
Okay, great.
Only the Styx survived.
Because no one wants to take the
You have,
Styx.
I think, expensive shuttle bays give you like an extra complement of runabouts. I think you have 5, including the captain's yacht. I think, yeah.
So there's 2 more to choose from.
I mean, are there any other mythological rivers that you could name the rest of them
I can
after?
name off the top of my head.
The Lethe, which is the river of fire. I mean, the Nile. That's not really
Nile was
mythological.
honestly.
So yeah, you have
The Nile was
Styx,
the only one.
the Nile, and what was the other one?
The Lethe or the Lethe. Here, I'll type it in the Zoom.
Lethe.
Yeah,
Oh, the River of Forgetfulness.
that's
Oh,
the
no.
one. I was thinking of the other one.
I love it. I love it. Gotcha.
Name
So-
rivers. Let's name the worst rivers.
Let's come up with the worst rivers. I like the Lethe.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I like the Lethe.
Now, this is going to be... there's also the Celadon. The Celadon is the river crossed by Heracles in pursuit of the Hind of Serenia.
Oh, man.
The question is, which one do you take?
Yeah, that's the question.
How many have we've given our? I feel like in order: Styx, Nile, Lethe, and then
Celadon.
the last one, Celadon. I'm just gonna roll a d4.
Roll a d4.
The Nile.
Okay.
Let's go on the Nile.
So you had Nalani, I'm gonna ask you to make me some piloty rolls.
Yeah, and it's a small craft. So,
It is a small craft. This is
got-
exactly what you were built for.
Exactly what I was built for. Do I need to do any other? Well, there's like oh no, these are all invasions. It's okay. All right, I got 4 successes. Assuming it's control and con.
It is control and con. Yes. How many
Yes,
successes
4
was that?
successes. 4.
Oh, jeebs.
Mm.
So I'm gonna give you 2 points of shiny momentum for that. As you've never actually navigated in a place without stars, and it takes you a second just to make the adjustments, but you're like, you know what, ship's a ship and space is space. Even if there are no stars, I can do this. And you begin to coast out of the shuttle bay and towards this life signal. And it's not long before you reach it. It is small. If anybody wants, there is a transporter that you can use to lock onto the life sign and beam it aboard your shuttle.
Do you have any insight as to what the life sign is?
Yeah, as we get closer.
As you get closer, you do pull it up, and it does look like a small humanoid form inside of some sort of spacesuit.
Yeah, pulling it aboard.
Okay. Make me a control plus science roll.
Okay. Oh, this is very good. Can I lean on my composure focus? Excellent. So that is control plus science. So that's a 15. I got a 17 and an 8.
17 and an 8. Okay.
Yeah, so one success, I guess.
The transporter signal beams and materializes a humanoid in a space suit onto onto the transporter pad.
Taru is going to move quickly over to this figure because she's really hoping that there's a familiar face inside this suit.
Can we relay the information to Solstice?
Solstice, there's a signal coming through that says that the shuttle has encountered one life form in a spacesuit. The spacesuit does look very similar to the ones that were aboard, that were worn by officers aboard the Raleigh.
Yeah, 100%. Taru is right up checking to see who's inside this suit. Like, in that, like, the second it, like, turns, like, Taru generally is got very, like, languid, purposeful movements, but there's an edge of frantic in it as she moves over.
Pull the helmet off, and inside there is an Andorian.
An Andorian? Or the Andorian? But
the Andorian that you have been looking for. They're unconscious. Sylvan is laying on your transporter pad.
Taru's shoulders like shudder, and she lays her palms flat, like on the table, like over Sylvan, and it like clearly just trying to regain her composure as she like just stares at the face, kind of lost in like thank the cosmos, you know, that we have her, before turning like without looking away from Sylvan's face. Commander Ari, could you please...
Ari's already on it. Ari pulls out the tricorder and begins to scan. She's fine, just unconscious. I don't know how long she's been floating out here.
We should return to the solstice.
Got it.
Yeah, I'll make sure she gets to a biobed quickly.
I don't know if, like, now that we're this far out, like, if we can do just another quick scan, like, around.
Yeah.
As we return back.
The sensors on aboard the Nile are not as sophisticated as those aboard your main shuttle, the Solstice. But you can definitely make me a reason plus science roll.
Yeah.
So the shuttle will not be able to assist you.
Okay. Can I lean again into the astrophysics focus?
Sure.
Cool. That's a 9 and 14, so 2 successes under my 16.
Similar readings. No signals, no stars, no radiation. But even further on the edge, there is another small... This one is not like a life sign blip. This almost feels like there's a little bit of something leaking into this space. You can sense a minute trace of radiation. of stellar radiation.
Lieutenant Commander Nadon,
Mm-hmm.
there's another reading. I understand that we need medical attention, but True will kind of send over the coordinates for it.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest that we take a closer look while we're out.
Yeah.
This could be essential in knowing where we are.
Mm-hmm. We'll relay the information again to Dovin and the relief also of having our savant back, and Milani will start to head over, making sure that everything's okay. Unless she gets told not to, she will be heading over.
Dovum, there is another signal that comes in from the shuttle that says they've encountered another, what appears to be some sort of crack in this region.
Keep an eye on it, but get back here. We'll send a probe out. We're still dead in the water for another at least 2 hours at the minimum.
All right.
Cheeks to Dovum.
Please have some good news for me.
I mean, the transporters are okay.
That is good news, but I get the feeling that's not what you were hailing me for.
Sir, this is going to take a while to repair. And we're trying to replicate materials as quick as we can, but we're going to need some time in space dock if we want to get anywhere. I might be able to get us slightly operational, but I need our chief engineer. Do you have any idea where Sovan is?
Well, that depends on, do I know the condition that Sovan's in? They're fine, or?
Yeah, I suspect that that's part of the good news.
Medically they're fine. They're unconscious, and Ari, I don't know. We'll have to get her to medbay to see if they can rouse her. I can't really do much from here. But physically, she's in perfect health.
We're working on that, Cheeks.
Well, we've got our teams on it. It's the best that we can do.
So you want us to drop off Sovan to accelerate the healing process and we can fly back out?
Or send a probe.
Yeah, I think the plan was to send a probe instead.
Send a probe to the
cool.
radiation sign and we'll just head back for now.
Okay, cool.
The Cheeks says, "Sir, I don't really know how to say this, but it almost feels like the dilithium in the warp core is being drained."
What? See what you can to shield it. Make sure we need enough to get out of here.
I'm doing my best, sir. We've got.
If you need raw materials, break down the shuttles if you have to. Keeping just one.
See what we can do. Cheeks out.
That's a good question for you, GM.
Mm-hmm.
We have 4 total shuttles remaining.
You do.
Abandoning ship, if necessary. Would we have enough space to get everyone out?
You would not.
Okay, then we're not doing that.
You would not have enough space to get everybody out. But a ship like I will say that a ship like the Solstice does come equipped with escape pods. So there would be enough escape pods on the ship that if you needed to abandon ship before, like, say, a warp core breach or anything, if you did need to abandon ship, everybody could hop into an escape pod, and then you would still also have the shuttles that you could use to do. They go, I believe, warp 5 fastest, but not that you can really get anywhere knowing that this place is.
Yeah, we don't know where we are.
Yeah.
No, we need to learn more about that radiation leak.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna wait for our away team to come back, and then hopefully we'll learn more when they scan the radiation.
The team comes back, and you make your way to Medbay, and Savan Tix, if you want, you can make a further reason plus medicine.
Yeah, that's 2 successes.
With 2 successes, that was pretty much the same as what Ari got. Savan seems in perfect health. There is nothing physically wrong with Savan, which is interesting because last time you saw them, you were pretty sure they had to undergo some things when they were aboard the
Yeah, like I don't see
aboard the
any
Raleigh.
any scarring or
No
anything.
scarring, no bruising. Well, mind you, they did send a hologram against the
Mhm.
captain of the Raleigh, Captain Haro. But she seems fine. It kind of defies explanation. Other than the fact that she's been out in space.
Can I fabricate like a smelling salt for her to
You can use a hypo spray to try and like rouse.
Yeah,
Savan.
I'm gonna True, what is sorry. True, what is Sovin's favorite food?
Sorry.
Full creative freedom here to choose something for an NPC.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of how Shrew would communicate this. She prefers ground protein on a roll. Different elements of dairy, typically with a fried egg. I believe it's referred to commonly as a cheeseburger, but the fried egg is essential. No pickles.
This is everything.
Never pickles.
Of course. Fabricate the wake up burger from Umami Burger, and sponsored by Umami Burger. Come on, shout me out.
Hashtag
Uh,
get us that
hashtag-
sponsorship, Umami.
Get us Umami Burger, please. And I'm gonna put that in the vicinity of
You give Savan like the hypo spray, and you place a burger next to Savan.
just put like a waft of smell towards them.
Just
like
smell. You can see Savan sort of begins to regain consciousness a little bit at a time. And she sits up slightly. The hell?
I'm just holding the burger right in front of her.
begins to scarf down the burger. Like it's the best thing that she has ever eaten in her entire existence.
It's good to see you again, Savan.
Who's Savan?
Oh no.
Are we all there?
If you want to be, anybody who wants to be can be in this scene.
Yeah.
I don't think True would be. I think she would have gone back up to try and like get the probe out to the radiation. So I don't think True is there.
Mm-hmm.
Dovum would also probably still be on the bridge because there's a lot of things going wrong.
Who's Savan?
Oh no. She's awake.
Perfect. As soon as she's able, we need help in the warp core.
She doesn't. If
I
you're
mean,
not, I'm just before I respond.
this is I don't know what this is, but this is really good.
Oh no!
Do you have more of these?
Do you know your name?
I don't. Last thing I remember, I was on a ship.
Uh-huh.
And someone was staring me down with a phaser.
Mm-hmm.
And then this blue light appeared. And then I was out in space.
Not. You don't remember anything before that?
No, that's funny. Nothing. But you got any more of these?
I look at one of the nurses to just fabricate another one.
Replicate another
just
burger?
just like go in the history and fabricate the same one that I did.
Blessings. And like they'll scarf down the second one.
Just yeah. Ari.
This place is nice.
Counselor Ari, can you come down here? I think we've got a case of amnesia.
Ari, from there we will shift to the bridge. Dovum, what are you doing?
I think I'm helping Taru, at least on the engineering side, construct this probe.
It seems as if this radiation is leaking into the space that we're in, indicating that we are in some sort of container of some kind, which would help explain the lack of any contents.
What it wouldn't explain, though, is that how we aren't able to sense any walls. If this is made of something, obviously there should be a barrier.
Correct. My hope is that if we can reach where this radiation is leaking in, we can have a better understanding of what we're working with. I have a theory, though it doesn't have any founding, more of a hunch. Nara's home civilization was consumed by a black hole, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And before we were transported here, Nara seemed to indicate that they had an answer or solution for a problem. Is it possible they've created some sort of pocket to store us in? Again, just a theory, not founded in anything factual yet.
That's That is a sheer level of technology we have no idea. A black hole, we still don't even quite understand. Either way, let's get this probe up and running. I'm very concerned about the message Tix gave us. Actually, you know what? Help me with this last bit, and then you can actually go check on her.
I would prefer to stay here and finish out this assignment. I think it's essential that we reach our destination as quickly as possible.
Make me a reason plus engineering roll.
Which one of us?
I could say that one of you can assist to roll one die. You're doing this project together.
Mine would be a 13. What about you?
I would have a 14.
Go ahead, I'll assist you.
Okay. Oh, heck yeah, that is a 13 and an 11. Woo!
If you wanted to know what Ari rolled for that initial medicine check, it was a 14 and a 13, and their science or their reason in medicine is 14. So, yeah, very close to not figuring out what's going on with Savon. But with that,
What do I still roll for help, right?
yeah, you roll one die to assist. And it's the
that
same.
is another success.
Okay, sounds good. It'll give you a point of momentum. And you're able to set this probe up and launch it at the same time. It shoots off towards this the secondary anomaly.
As the probe is constructed, I'm going to turn to Rue again. Okay, the probe is made. Now this is an order to go and check on our chief engineer, because maybe you can get them back into working shape quicker.
An order? Understood. And True will hesitantly leave.
I'll get some junior science officer to come and help monitor the probe for me.
Sounds good. The group of you make your way to Taru, you make your way to the med bay, and Ari is already there. Again, everything seems fine, and I'm not sensing any mental block, at least not one that could be caused by a psychic incursion or anything of the sort. I think they just don't remember their name.
Well, they don't remember anything before getting a phaser pointed at them.
And so on. Yeah, it's all kind of jumbledy-bumbly. One sec. They walk over to the replicator and they order themselves a fried potatoes. And they'll get a little plate of fries. Start eating.
I'm gonna go over to the computer.
I think someone is real mad at me.
Yeah, you pulled some shenanigans. I'm gonna pull up Savant's file and just like name her home planet, name like any like successes that they've done in the past to see if that triggers anything for them.
Nah, it's not coming up. But hey, uh, like, where do you need me? Like, is there anything that I can do? Like, I want to be helpful. Like, I can't just sit here eating your fries all day.
I feel like at this point, True probably would have made it back down to the med bay, kind of like stepping through the doors and do the quick look around.
Oh, hey. I think I know you.
You remember me?
Didn't you punch me in the face once?
Taru will kind of like nod. Do you recall the instance?
I feel like I run my mouth off a lot.
You do have a way of saying very direct things in less than ideal circumstances.
Hmm.
Do you remember my name?
I want to say Ruru.
True will kind of like straighten back and look like uncomfortably at everyone that's in the med bay with her.
Tix is just covering their mouth to prevent laughing at Ruru. Just like,
My name is Taru, and she will hold out her hand. And I am your friend.
Well, it's nice to have a friend. They'll shake your hand. They tell me I'm Savan.
That is correct. You're Chief Engineering Officer aboard the USS Solstice.
Am I? That's nifty.
It's a position that I don't think you ever saw yourself holding, if I recall correctly.
Oh, see, now that sounds like me.
We've been aboard this vessel for, how long would it have been now? Several months, right?
At this point, you've really only been aboard the Solstice. You and Savannah have really only been aboard the Solstice for about a month.
Okay.
It's been about a month since you shipped off.
We've been aboard the USS Solstice for a month. We've been sent out to investigate an anomaly.
But we've known each other for longer, right? At least that's the feeling I get. Okay.
That is correct.
Well, if I'm some sort of engineer, maybe muscle memory will help. Working on something I know, familiar spaces.
Perhaps. And True will turn and look at Tix. It seems that seeing familiar items seems to jog certain memories. It's possible that when she's aboard with the rest of her team, the knowledge will return slowly.
you know her best, Drew.
There's other things, too, that don't quite make sense. Like, in one circumstances, like, one thing, I feel like I'm on a planet collecting scraps. And then in another, I feel like I died in the vacuum of space or choked to death on gas.
This is possible that you are experiencing different life streams. We've experienced this when encountering tachyon radiation before. Alternate timelines.
All converging in one brain.
And seeing how
Ari
you
says
were...
that might explain the memory loss. Too many memories, so it's kind of like suppressing, like layers of film on top of each other. Eventually, the picture gets blurred.
And seeing how you were outside in the vacuum of space, when we found you, it makes sense that you were very much vulnerable to this more than us.
Listen, we did the multiverse shenanigans before anybody else did. I'm pointing that out. This was months ago
Sure.
that I laid the seeds for this shit.
True will take a moment. Perhaps we can re-engineer the technology we developed to keep the ship stable through the tachyon radiation. Create some sort of field around Savan to at least dampen the effects on her memories. Savan, are you currently experiencing different memories or different happenstances currently, or is it just in your past?
You look very good in white.
Chiru will get a little bit of a blush before nodding and messaging through to Dovum. Commander, it seems that Savan's memory is under the influence of the tachyon radiation. I'm requesting permission to take the technology that we've created to protect the ship and try to reverse engineer something that might be able to stabilize her memories.
True. Knowing what you know now, when you get to another console, make me another reason plus science roll.
Should she be doing that en route to a console? Like, embarrassed, go to work.
I think we can also, if you need to, hook up the holodeck to show specific memories from, or files, or anything from the time stream that we know of. Maybe that will help stabilize if the holodeck is
looking through logs.
Any voice recordings that Savan may have done.
But with that, we are going to take a quick 10-minute break. We're going to take a 10-minute break.
Whew.
Actually, before we do that, Drew, tell me what your reason plus science roll was.
I got a 7 and a 1.
That's 3 successes. Now that you know what to look for, someone who has been inundated with tachyon radiation, you realize the reason why you aren't able to sense anything. Because you are currently in a field that is concentrated tachyon radiation.
Oh, no.
And this ship is currently floating in it. And as you look, you see a panel off to the side begin to shift and change. It turns into a square, from a flat monitor to a square. Compacted, almost looks like a CRT. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh, no.
We're going to be back. Give us about 10 minutes to take a quick bio break. You all should do the same. We will see you very soon. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. We're live. We're back. Red alert, y'all. Okay, friends. You realize that you are now swimming in tachyon soup. And that is the reason why you have been unable to get barely any readings. Now that you know what to look for. What do y'all do?
True's...
At this point, I'm going to come join everyone in the medical bay.
Yeah, True's kind of looking at the readings. Well, this is interesting, but incredibly unhelpful.
Acting captain, no one keeps me apprised. What is going on, Tarus? Everything okay? Is Savan okay?
Savan seems to be experiencing exposure to extreme...
Hey, aren't you an engineer?
Maybe in another life.
High levels of tachyon radiation, multiple timelines, multiple existences stacking on top of one another to form a single mind. She should be able to recover with time and less exposure, however.
We don't have time, and we're swimming in exposure.
Correct.
Basically,
My concern
you are
is
swimming
that
in time currently.
my concern is that any attempt to accelerate through this will increase the rate of change that we experience. Right now, we are in a strange stasis. We are neither moving through time, nor is time moving through us necessarily. Think of it as a fishing lure in a lake, sitting in stasis. However, if you begin to pull along the line, the lure will then react, the water causing ripples from it, creating incredible amount of change at an increasing rate. We know that there is a leak further through this sea of radiation. If we can send a probe there, perhaps we can find an exit point.
Probe's already on its way. I have one of your juniors manning it.
Excellent.
How is it
But
that
we need our chief engineer in order to get out of here. And I mean our chief engineer. No offense.
None taken?
how is it that
But I feel like I should take a little offense.
how is it that you three are okay though? Because you just went out there to get Savan.
I mean, the shuttles are obviously radiation shielded, just like the ship. So
Yeah, but they move through space, and when you move through space and time, theoretically that should have affected.
Nalani rolled very well on her piloting check.
It's possible, due to keen piloting, that we were able to minimize our impact on the radiation. We can move carefully, again, using the metaphor. You can pull in a lure slowly. There will still be ripples, however, they might be unnoticed. That being said...
Cheeks to Dovum?
Dovum here.
I've got his impulse. It's not much, but it'll do for now until I can get the warp core stabilized.
We need that warp core stable. I'm concerned that it might be the problem with the tachyons affecting it.
Things keep shifting down here, sir. I don't really know how to explain it.
We need Savan in tip-top shape, and if there's a flash of another reality where Savan's not familiar with Federation vessels or something, and that happens at a critical moment, it's too dangerous.
And we need to find a way to stabilize her mind into this timeline.
Do we remember what happened with Dovin when we first dealt with the tachyon, and how we all remembered, like, when we touched Dovin, there was like the memory gels, and we
But
were
that was
sort-
the
that-
alternate timeline.
Mm-hmm. And
Does
Yeah.
this?
I
I
don't.
don't think any of us have any memories of the alternate timeline.
Yeah, like so we don't remember any of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Dovum.
I'm going to look at Taru.
Dovum, I'm going to want you to make me a presence plus
Gross presents.
presence plus security roll.
Where's presents?
Who has that?
Definitely not me.
I do. It's fine.
That is 2 failures.
No,
Okay.
Dovum. Can we use this? The fudge.
I can attempt to.
You can spend a momentum to reroll.
We have
I'll reroll
momentum.
one of them.
We
Yeah.
have.
Mm-hmm.
Of success, a 2 actually. I don't think in the focus applies.
So 1 success, 1 fail.
One success, one fail. Okay. So that's enough. There's something that's tickling at the back of your brain. Like something that you read in a book once.
It's funny you mentioned minds, Taru. I have an idea, and it is a bad one.
There's
I mean-
no good or bad ideas. There are simply ideas that will work or will not work.
It can't
One
be
of
worse
my-
than sitting in soup.
Well, and obviously, and I turn to Taru again, only if you're willing. I served with a Vulcan during the war who was trained in mind melding. And there's a possibility that a mind meld between you and Savan could set her memories straight. And I'm not asking you to do this. This is not an order. We can find another way if we have to, but that's all I've got right now.
The theory is sound. If I were able to link successfully with Savan's memories, it would be able to anchor her to our experience.
Taru, do you have the mind meld talent?
I do not. I almost took it, but I didn't.
You took the Kolinar instead?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is not something that I have done before. I am familiar and could attempt it. The ramifications for failure are exceedingly high.
Up to you. I'm not going to ask you to put you and Savan in such harm's way if it weren't absolutely necessary, I feel.
Which ensign did you have on charge of the probe?
I shouldn't give them like any specific name.
Well, it's a good thing that I've got some NPC names.
Awesome.
Ensign Havar, who is also a Vulcan.
Oh yeah.
Havar to Commander Baram? Or Commander Dovum?
Go for it.
Readings are coming back from the probe, sir. It looks like some sort of spatial fissure, and we're able to get readings beyond it. It looks like regular space.
Well, thank you for the report. I have all the senior staff here in front of me. Here are 2 options. We can abandon ship. We can attempt to fly through the fissure at impulse. Or we can get our warp drive stabilized. To do one of those options requires taking a risk. And I have taken a lot of risks in my career. but I've never had to order someone to take one like this, or even to ask.
Taru will turn and look at Savan. Savan, do you have an understanding of what is being asked?
So we join brains and then my brain gets normal
Correct.
and I stop seeing every other reality at the same time.
Correct.
I think we did this once before.
If it's unsuccessful, it is possible that our identities will blur together. That we will become physically incapable of movement and lose our minds. Do you find these terms acceptable?
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, I guess. And I guess if I'm gonna lose my mind, I don't really think that there's anyone I'd rather do it with.
All right. Commander Dovum.
I want to put a hand on Taru's shoulder. It's like, if anything goes wrong, I can do my best to try to make the effects less. I can do my best. I don't know what I can do.
Mind meld is one of those areas of science where we still have very little idea. Same with the orbs of prophecy and others.
I'm sure I can figure out something.
Would other Vulcan crew members have an ability to help?
Let me actually have a look. I don't know if Havar has it.
Well, the other part is that it might be Taru's connection that is needed. Whatever happens, I believe in you, Lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor, my recommendation would be that to just monitor life signs.
Of course.
You only interrupt the procedure if it is apparent that our lives will be lost. I have my concern if any interference, given my untrained nature. You might create a Pinar syndrome. So I would appreciate if we moved forward with caution.
Of course.
Okay, if we're going to be doing this, I am going to want a reason. This is going to be a reason plus science, and Savan will assist.
Okay. Let me look really quick because I have collaboration science, but I don't remember if that's going to be helpful here at all.
That's
I think that's
definitely
for
not
like
going to be
long-term
helpful with
tasks.
this.
It's only collaboration science is when you're working with someone and they're making the roll, but instead of using their score, they use your score.
Gotcha. Okay. So remind me how values work.
Okay. So to call upon a value, which value are you going to call upon?
Creature of habit. If the idea is that we're trying to create a link to this reality, Savan knows Taru to be very much, a creature of habit, relying on like that rote experience. And given that Taru's unexperienced in this, that's going to be her focus, right? It's like really leaning into her day-to-day experience and what that looks like with Savan to help with the mind meld.
I'm sorry, I'm looking through my character sheets right now. I'm trying to find the one for Savan, but I can't seem to find it right now.
I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything we can do to help.
There it is. Found you.
Why don't we set the holodeck up
So,
into a meditative
to,
scene?
Call upon a value. You spend a point of determination, and you can use that value to make it so that one of your dice has automatically rolled a crit. It has rolled a 1.
Okay.
Which means that
Yeah.
you would just be rolling at 1 extra die. But
Okay.
you can still use momentum to buy extra dice if you like.
Okay, so the other thing with focus would be trying to pull on that composure, or maybe I would like composure. I could maybe make a case for philosophy, right? A lot of conversations
I'd
with
say
Savan
composure could
that
work,
would make more sense to me as well.
but this is also something that you have never tried before.
Exactly. I'm looking. Listen, man, I'm looking for all the pluses.
You're doing your best.
Okay. So I'm rolling two d20s. If I use my value, one's automatically a crit, right?
So you would only be rolling 1 extra die.
One. Is it okay with everybody if I take some momentum? I don't even I feel like I want to take 2.
So if you want to buy
work.
if you want to buy 2 additional die, then it's 1 momentum for the first, and then it's 2 momentum for the second.
So I would burn 3
So you
to
would
get
burn
2
3
additional
momentum
die.
to get 2 initiative, 2 extra die.
Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely do it.
Go.
I would insist.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I'm like looking at my character sheet. Like, is there anything
Honestly?
that we can do to kind of make this go any smoother?
Consider using adding some threat to give you another die.
One of my dice under my desk. I just need to grab it.
Yeah, go do it. Yeah.
And remind me again what I'm rolling. Reason plus
I think it was science.
Reason plus science, please.
And I am allowed to use my composure.
I fell.
Oh
no.
Oh no.
GM's gone.
Yeah.
There are no rules here.
There's no rule.
We say we succeed. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, is there anything that any of us can do, or
Ari might be able to. Ari sort of chimes in. I might be able to assist. I have a low level psychic field, but I don't know how much I can help. This is a connection between 2 minds.
Mm-hmm.
And True will kind of because Tex was like, I can maybe help. True doesn't want anything else, any other factors.
Yeah.
Playing in the
all I'm gonna do is just hook up whatever I need to hook up to monitor them to make sure that their vitals,
just to check.
their vitals are okay, and
okay. Savan's already rolled.
Okay, I'm rolling mine now.
So you also spent 3 points of momentum to get 2 dice?
Yes, correct. So I'm rolling 3 total.
Okay.
Oh my god! I got a 1.
Okay.
I got a 1. So I got an automatic crit from using my value. I got another crit and then an 11 and a 12, which is under my 16.
So 6 successes.
6 successes. You needed 4.
Oh, thank God.
And Savan did not help you. Savan rolled a 17.
Oh, woof. So I feel like what this would look like is after Tix got us all hooked up and everything, to scans or whatever, Taru would have quietly stood in front of or asked Savan to kind of lay down on one of the tables. Savan, is it all right if I place my hands on your head?
Of course. We're married after all.
True will just
Wait,
nod.
wrong timeline, I think.
It's all right. And she'll lay her hands, like placing, and then close her eyes, and push her mind out into
My mind to your mind, your thoughts to my thoughts. Our minds are merging. Our minds are one. And you feel this flush of connection. Taru, if you like, you can replace one of your talents with mind meld.
I would love to do that. Thank you.
This is unorthodox, but I love it. And you see Sovan's eyes close. And then reopen. And she hugs you.
True kind of does the Stark kind of like stop. And then like slowly returns the hug.
I was lost for a little bit.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's quite all right. You didn't go anywhere that I could not find you.
Promise you'll find me again if I lose my way.
Always.
All right. Where's my engineering kit? I gotta get to work. And it's at that point your GM is going to spend some threat.
Don't have to.
I mean, you don't have to.
But
I think you do.
do,
I think
though.
you
Let us
do.
get out
But I
of
do.
being
I gotta add
nominated
that
first.
spice. I gotta add that spice. The ship rocks violently. Everybody can do one of these.
Fucking love it here.
Me too. This is my favorite place. The ship rocks, and you hear a voice over the intercom. Cheeks, to anyone, we got a warp core breach down here.
Fuck. Oh,
And
fuck.
Savan begins to spring into action and run towards the warp core.
Like run up to the bridge and be prepared to flush the warp core if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And call for a I will say over the ship comms, everyone be prepared to abandon ship if necessary. Stand by.
God.
Before going up to the bridge, I'll turn to you three. Nilani, you're going to need to pilot any shuttles with as many people as possible. Taru,
Yep.
go with them because you need to monitor that situation. Tix, I'd like you to help get the wounded onto the shuttles first, so we do not have to spend too much time getting them there. Better safe than sorry. I'm going to go up to the bridge.
Understood, Commander.
Sovan takes a sec, squeezes your shoulder to Rue, and then runs towards engineering.
Mm-hmm. True is going to make her way towards the shuttle bay and just try to help direct crew members around as needed, making sure that we have folks to pilot each shuttle, making sure that the room for the injured and kind of get it staged for Tix.
Yeah, I'm gonna make an announcement on the intercom. For those standing around, who is that?
Who is that?
Who Who's that? Who the
that?
fuck is that?
Who was that? That wasn't Tix.
This is Dr. Tix.
That's
For
more like
anyone who is able, please come to Medical Bay to help move the injured to Shuttle Bay immediately. And I will go over to the unconscious commander and just be like, it'd be really great if you could wake up, but we gotta move you.
So yeah, you begin to start moving people to escape shuttles into to pods on the way there. Sylvan rushes down to engineering and begins to like assist Cheeks in trying to get this warp core stabilized. I'm just trying to figure out how this is going to work. You all, Cheeks says, we've got that impulse engine, so are we going to head towards that rift? It's better, maybe it's a way to get out of here. Out of the time soup.
True's gonna kind of hop on the comms if this is going over. I would recommend that Lieutenant Commander Nadon pilot that course. They were able to successfully chart us when recovering Savan. And like she's gonna like as she's over the comm look over at Nalani, who I'm assuming is just like loading people onto ship and like just look like this is you, bud.
Okay.
Got it.
Nalani, you're heading back up to the bridge?
Yeah. I will be assisting in the piloting, was that right?
So yeah, you begin to start to make your way up to the bridge. You get to where the turbo lift should be, and the turbo lift is not there.
Small problem. No turbo lift. Is this like new ship, new me kind of situation?
Yeah.
Oh no.
There are, as you are running down this hallway, there are portions of the ship that begin to shift and shake and change different configurations and different. The changes are beginning to happen much more frequently now.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna call for abandoning ship while we still have shuttles.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Dovum, you are on the bridge. You have called. The rest of the crew has already started to leave. What are you doing?
I'm making sure everyone in engineering gets out of engineering first. I am trying to use the consoles to the best of my ability to guide people out because the ship configuration is changing.
Dovum, make me a... What was that roll that we did last time? Make me a presence plus security roll.
That is a crit and a failure, so 2 successes.
Okay. You sit down at the console. You're not a pilot. But you know how to pilot this ship. You begin to plot the course and you begin to move it towards this anomaly, towards this crack. And engineering, there's this cut of Savan urging people out of engineering as the blast doors that seem to be continuously shifting and changing stop, like close down around it to contain it from the breach. You push the ship towards this crack as escape pods begin to jettison, and eventually at one point you, Dovin Baran, are the last person on this ship. What do you do? There is a small crack, but you think you could make it bigger. You've got the science and know-how now.
I think I'm going to open up the exit for my fellow crewmates. I've got phaser banks, torpedoes, whatever I need.
This crack begins to open up larger as the escape pods begin to pilot through, and eventually the solstice. But there's only so much one person's mind can take. Dovin, I'm going to need you to make me a fitness plus security roll.
That is a 20 and an 18, GM.
Dovin, what do you want your last moments to be?
I'm going to ensure that the opening stays open. And I would like to hail all of the vessels and just say it's been an honor keeping you all safe.
And that is the last moment of those are the last words of Dovin Baran. He sets the ship to autopilot. The soldier, the engineer, the scientist, the pilot close their eyes. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. So hi everybody. That's been the Lost Frontier. You asked. Okay, so full transparency here. Milan wanted to phase Dovin out of the narrative. And I had to give him a fitting end.
Beautiful, but fuck, bro. Shit.
So yeah, that's been our first episode of season 2 of The Lost Frontier, everybody.
What a fucking kickoff, y'all.
Oh, wow.
So stakes are high, hey?
Woo!
We're gonna
That was great though.
So we're gonna do some our outros, and we're gonna head out of here, and then we're gonna definitely do some aftercare and some post show talks to see exactly what is gonna happen next. But
Hi, Angry Nerd.
Hey, Angry Nerd Girl, welcome in, Raiders. We are actually just about to close up for the night, and you just hit us at a very, very emotional time because we just lost a character.
Great timing.
Great timing. Great timing. Yeah, you came in just as we are about to end for the night, and we just had a death of the party.
I don't know. I think we need a little epilogue thing now that we got raided. I'm just saying.
A little epilogue. Is this the cheeky little epilogue?
Just a cheeky little.
Do all your outros, and then we'll do a cheeky little epilogue. We'll start with AJ.
Hi. I am AJ. I am playing acting commander now, Dr. Tixel Tix.
Ari.
Either me or Ari.
Uh,
Holy shit.
I'm AJ, also known as Husha Kid. I'm a video editor, transcriber, streamer, voice actor, and producer. You can find me on the 3 T's of social media: Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok as Husha_Kid. On the first Wednesday of every month, I serve Lord Crackers in Foul and Friends, a D&D 5e actual play found on Misty Mountain Legends, as Dolph Fitzgerald, your cool bro halfling cleric, domain of the waterfowl. As fashion for Dolph, we're about to get attacked by a bunch of arrows, and Dolph did not see it coming, as he is the one that rolled the lowest perception. Just like last time. It's a fun time. We don't know what's going to happen. Sorry, not the first Wednesday. First Tuesday. Sorry. First Tuesday. On Wednesdays, you can catch me here at Critical Misses for Queer Society Season 2, or Series 2, however we're going to phrase it. Series 2, Season 2. Book 2. Book 2. Yeah, I think it's Book 2.
The second novel.
Yeah, the second novel, where I will be playing a new character. We are 5 years in the 5 or 10. We're 5 years in the future.
I think so.
Yeah, 5 years of the future from the last book. I'll be playing a totally new character, which you will see then. Maybe influenced by a certain anime that is currently out right now. I may be wearing a green suit, and that's all the hints you'll be getting. God, I'm like losing all my. What else am I in?
I know, this has been intense.
Available on every podcast service every other Tuesday. You can find me on the D&D 5e actual play podcast through Hollow Flames, DM'd by the lovely It's the Riddler, where I play Boone Riffin, a half-orc, halfling, and monk. We just concluded our prologue arc, and we are about to embark into our arc 1. And it's a good time. I got to fight some very distinctly different Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And it's a good time. Yeah, anything else, you can find me mostly here. You might see me on some other channels coming up soon. Guesting once that is announced. And yeah, I think that's it. That's it for me. Hire me for stuff, but not hire me for stuff later. Not right now. I'm a little stressed.
I feel that.
Mood.
Next up, Wasa. There's also something that both of you can announce because you're in it.
Passing the torch. Oh, thank you. I actually don't know when it will happen, but AJ and I will be playing in a Passing the Torch mentors and students adventure. So watch out for that. It will be on this channel.
On Saturdays.
Very excited.
On Saturdays.
It's so exciting. And so I'll be on that. I'll be on this crying because of Dovum. Hi, I'm Wasa. I wrote for Sina Una. I've written something for Mnemonic Kids on Bikes Deimos Academy, which is exciting. And there are future things. Oh my God, so pretty, so beautiful. I can't wait. There's like plenty of more stuff, but I am in the land of NDA as per usual for writers. But yeah, there will be stuff coming. I'm very excited. And thank you for your time here.
Heck yeah.
Sarah. Hi, hello. I'm Osirix Franco, and I played Taru. If you like my face and the words I say sometimes, you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all the places at Osirix Franco. I do a variety of TTRPG content here on Critical Misses in this phenomenal game that I'm so happy is back. But the next time you can see me doing the thing will be tomorrow morning over at TBK Roleplay in Dark Echoes, the Curse of Strahd campaign, where I play the NPC Irina Kolyana. And it's wild and trippy and so many feels. Come check it out. And then on Sunday, I'll be streaming twice in the morning at TBK Roleplay in my talk show, Murder and Coffee, with my co-host Luca. Our special guest this month is Super Dylan, which is really exciting, and we're so excited to have them. So come listen to all the great tips and tricks that we're going to be talking about, safety tools, and to make your games places that make these kinds of things possible. Then that evening, I'm over at Nat 20 as we return for Plains Garden Company in our little season finale, and it's wild and weird, and there's like theories that we need to like know that I don't know if we know, so I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm kind of freaking out about it. Tuesday, you can find me on TBK Roleplay in a Brindlewood Bay one-shot where we're gonna play old ladies who are trying to solve a mystery, and I'm very, very, very excited for it. And then Wednesday, you can catch me on Nat 20 for Against the Tides. Keep an eye on my Twitter for all the other things, but I'm just so happy to be back aboard the USS Solstice, and I'm gonna cry about Dovum, and I can't wait to see who comes next. Passing it on. Na-na-na-na.
Milan.
Hello, I'm Milan, or Mallard, and I have been playing the late Dovum Baran, Lieutenant Commander of the ship that was formerly known as the USS Solstice. When I'm not making a menace of myself here, I'm making a menace of myself in other places, like my Twitter, which is MallardMan_, or my Twitch, which is just MallardMan, no frills about it. Pretty soon, you'll be able to catch me GMing every other Monday a VTM Chronicle called The Kindred of Fog City over on the Neon Lights Roleplay channel. That is a amazing cast. They already have such chemistry, and we've only done a session 0. It's gonna be good. Other than that, pretty soon you'll be able to see the finale of The Beaten and the Damned over on TTRPG, where we're doing a Percy Jackson series using the Demigod system. I am playing no less of a dramatic character over there. My half dryad or hemadryad Viren, no matter whatever you want to call them, they are a mess, and I love them for it so much. But other than that, at the moment, you can also find me on the Hall of Flames podcast, where once again I am playing a moody sad boy. And the past few episodes have given them a lot of reasons to be moody and sad. Other than that, there's nothing else to announce at the moment, other than the fact that I'm graduating soon, so then I'll have more time for TTRPG stuff while I hunt for a job.
Clap!
Yay.
Yeah. I think that is all that I'm shouting out today, and I'm going to pass it up to our lovely, not only tech, but also amazing GM, Panita.
Hi, that's me. I'm Anita, or Panita, or Critical Misses. You can find me here because this is where I live. You can find me here on Tuesdays for the wonderful Wonderhome game, Wayfarer's Guide to Haith. You can also find me behind the scenes running tech for Queer Society or Good Society game. And then on Fridays, you can find me here for this wonderful game with these wonderful folks. And on Saturdays, you can find us over here again for our TTRPG talk show. We are off tomorrow because I was supposed to have plans, but they fell through. But anyways, you can find us here next week on Morning Ritual, where our guest is going to be the one and only Matthew Mercer. We're gonna talk with Matt. We did it, y'all. Hashtag
Screams.
Mercer for Morning Ritual. Summon the
Screams.
Mercer. We did it.
All of the screams.
We did it.
We
It wasn't anyone else. It was us. We did it. We did it all.
Summon Mercer.
Screaming.
We did it. But yeah, that is us. But you all wanted a super sneaky. You also wanted a super sneaky little sneaky peek of what comes next. The camera pans to the Solstice, currently adrift through in what looks like regular space. there are shuttlecraft and escape pods beginning to make their way back to survey the damage, to undergo repairs. These zooms into one of the shuttle bays as people begin to get off. And everyone begins to sort of move. Just give me 1 second. There is one thing I need to say. There are different people just different people beginning to make their way back. A couple of the younger junior engineers begin to make their way off of one of the shuttles. Cheeks sort of looks back and says, "Ensign, come on, you're holding up the rest of us." And stepping off the shuttle, Milan, would you like to describe your character?
So it is a younger human, Ensign Pip. Still, somehow, after all that bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, bespectacled, which is strange, especially for these times. They have short, cut black hair that ends in small curls as it is just starting to regrow, and they stand a little bit below most other people. Like they're only like 5'9". They're a bit slighter, not as built for the muscular combat that other people might be.
And what is your character's name?
This is Ensign Arthur Rubin, Engineering Corps.
And that is where we're going to end our episode. We're going to go on a raid. We're going to go send some love over to our friends at Q Times. They are currently on break for their Parliament of Owls, but they should be returning fairly shortly. Go spread some love over there. They do have a follower subscriber only chat, but they are good people. So go spread some love. Thank you all for stopping by and joining us. But until next time, clear skies and smooth sailing. Bye, everybody.